Welcome back to Summer Learning. I am back. I am Lauren Pibworth with my search engine expert, Pat. Pat's been working in the SEO and visibility field for over 20 years, and we have been friends for even longer than that. I love her because she is super smart and super nice. Let's dive in. Pat, we used to just worry about ranking on Google, but now AI tools like ChatGPT are answering search queries and everything's shifting. How is this changing how decision makers find my speakers?
Wow, that's a great question. Get right to the point. Yes, there is a seismic shift in how speakers are being discovered because of AI. Initially, you needed to rank well on Google. Google was pretty much the only game in town. But AI platforms are changing that because they're a shortcut, right? People are using them to get answers quickly. So it makes sense that decision makers will be using AI as well to make those decisions. So AI basically curates, you ask a question, who's the best, give me 10 speakers that speak on this topic. And AI will curate a list. It basically sends its little tentacles out. I picture it as an octopus, um, out into the internet, and it pulls all that information back. But it's looking for people who have credibility, right? They have to be seen as experts in their field. So then, of course, you're probably asking, and I know you're going to ask this, how do you become an expert or listed as an expert?
Yeah, how do you become seen as one? You can be one.
Yes. Yes. So basically, it's very similar to what we were doing for SEO. Um, Structured data, that's the information on your website that communicates with machines and tells machines about you, your business, your speaking topics. And it's required for machines to understand what it is that you do. They don't think and work in the same way that we do. Guest articles is another way of being seen as an expert. So if people are asking you to write articles and guest on their website, which then also links back to yours, that's helpful. Mentions in reputable media outlets. So say, for example, Forbes or Entrepreneur. It doesn't have to be an entire article on you, but it can, if you're listed or if you're named in a quote or if you're named in a list, that helps as well. A strong LinkedIn presence can help too. And just like with SEO, what we've been saying for years, Lauren, is publicly available testimonials and reviews. And we're not talking about the ones that you've added to your website. I know a lot of people do that and they say, I love this keynote speaker, Marsha R. Google doesn't see those as legitimate reviews. It sees it as marketing.
Yeah.
So it needs to be like a Google review or a review on a speaker platform or a LinkedIn review even. Also, AI often pulls information about you from those speaker directories, conference websites, and even if you have a Google business profile, which if you don't, I suggest you create one.
Right.
So having a presence in these high authority sites, such as speaker bureaus, or event listing platforms, or if you're doing a guest spot on a relevant blog or webinar, that all increases the likelihood of being featured in AI generated responses.
Okay.
It's about your total digital footprint.
Well,
And
and
are you a recognized authority?
and I mean at Pibworth, we talk about building your digital ecosystem.
No, I
And
like that term. Yeah.
so it's about, your website and I mean in the way I talk about it, it's your website and your email marketing and your social media and all of that. But I mean, having it's never a bad idea to solicit recommendations, right? And it's one thing we tend to just stick it on our website and forget it, even if it's real. but Google wants to see it on LinkedIn. It wants to see it on Google reviews and all of those other places as well. So don't
Well, it
forget.
wants to see them because it knows that you didn't make them up.
Exactly.
That's the bottom line.
Exactly.
Because so many people make up reviews and add them to their websites that's why they're seen as marketing copy versus
Yeah.
legitimate reviews.
Yeah. Which is fair. So, say, I mean, this is a question that I'm sure all of the clients that we're currently working with for their SEO is going to ask. If a speaker has already invested in traditional SEO, does that mean that all the work they've done to now is a waste? Do the same SEO rules still apply with artificial intelligence? Or are we looking at a completely different visibility strategy? It used to be when Google changed their algorithm, the whole world moves messed up. Are we in that same place or are we okay?
I'm going to tell you what you want to hear because it's true. No, no. If you have already invested in traditional SEO, especially if it's the kind of traditional SEO that focuses on user experience versus black hat techniques or gaming the system, um, if you're legitimately helping humans with your adjustments to SEO, which is what it is supposed to be, then it was not a waste because AI driven answers build on that.
Right.
That needs to SEO strategies that focused on keyword stuffing or gaming the algorithm, they're going to be left behind. To them, yes, SEO is dead. But to SEO experts who really focused on the user experience, you are way ahead of the game, way ahead. So AI tools like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Google search, um, they're looking for the same things that humans look for: clear answers, easy navigation, and credibility. So the fundamentals of SEO still apply, but it's now a part of a bigger visibility strategy that includes how AI interprets your website and your digital footprint. So our SEO strategy, well, if you worked with us, has always been about clarity and user experience. And so this will help with your AI results as well.
Awesome. That
So
makes
there's a
me
good
feel
thing to work with Lauren.
well, that makes me feel really good because that's one of our core values at Pibworth is, it's almost like I'm a doctor, do no harm.
Yes.
We're so what we have been doing will continue to help. And I mean, it's still in its infancy, right? It will continue to evolve. So we will continue to evolve and keep up with it. We're reading the journals. We're attending the webinars. You and I were on a webinar a couple weeks ago. We're doing the learning and figuring out how to continue to get the best results for our clients so they don't have to do that.
Yes. And the behaviorist in me is it wants to also say that when you've been in an industry as long as we have, you see the trajectory. You
Yes.
see where it's going. So long before, the experts came out and said the things that they're saying now, we were already preparing for that. We had this conversation a year or two ago,
Yeah,
Lauren,
I think it was 2 years ago. We
that
said,
everybody
okay,
was
we're going to
saying SEO's
change.
dead, SEO's dead, just give up. And people closed down their companies
Yeah.
and moved on to something else based on that. But I said to Lauren at that time, I said, I don't think so because user experience will never be dead. It will just be modified slightly.
Yeah.
And that's what we're seeing. So,
And there's been so many, there was mobile Geddon when all of a sudden phones or people needed to, needed to adjust your website to work on a phone. And
Yeah.
then there was Castle, and everybody's like, "Oh, you can never email market again." And there was the Ontario's with Disabilities Act, and now everything has to be. There's always the next thing, but if you're smart and you just keep moving, you will move through it. When
And
you're
I just want to point something out. Every single example that you mentioned is based in improving user experience.
exactly,
And that is
exactly.
where we're moving.
Yeah.
And the whole purpose is to make it easier for people to buy from you or to book you.
Amen. That's the perfect place to end. Let's make it easy for people to buy from you and book you.